It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.com.
The award-winning It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Kevin Carr.
And this is It's Movie Time. Kevin, we have been accused of having our heads in the clouds.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
so, but there is a movie out where I think we ought to look up and assess it, or look down.
Look down.
And this is playing for a second week. It's called Clouds of Sils, Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Any reason why anybody should see this movie?
Well, you know, the thing that jumps out to me, and what I first learned about this movie, when I first heard about it, was Kristen Stewart's performance. Now, while Julia Binoche is in it,
yes,
and she's fantastic. She's fantastic.
She is good.
She does. But Kristen Stewart's in it, and most people have been maligning Kristen Stewart, rightfully so.
You bet.
For her awful portrayal of Bella in the Twilight movies and just how she just stunk up the screen. Well, this movie, she really brings in the acting, and she does a fantastic job, and she won the César, right?
The César in France, that's the equivalent of our Oscar.
Yeah.
And it's the first time an American has won
the supporting actor.
I wondered, yeah.
I think it didn't Adrian Brody. I think Adrian Brody won Best Actor.
Yeah.
But it's the first Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah. But pretty amazing given. And now she's been trying. She's had little films since the Twilight series. And she's been trying, but I have not been convinced until this time, where she plays a smart PA, assistant to this very well-known Juliette Binoche actress, Maria.
Yeah.
And 40-year-old Maria has been asked to play a role in a film that a couple of decades ago she played the young role.
Yeah.
She's now asked to play the older role.
About a love affair between two women.
Yeah.
A woman, an executive, and her assistant, which mirrors their life.
Yeah.
As her with her assistant Valentine, who is played by Kristen Stewart. And of course there's they have her running lines together. They run lines together, and that's what lets them. It brings out their own relationship, and at times you don't know whether you can't tell whether they're reading from the script or whether they're playing the characters that they're in the movie.
Art mirrors life, something like that, kind of a mixture. And I don't mind that. Some will criticize it, that it bleeds together so much, that is they're practicing the lines and who they actually are, and it comes kind of, and I like that.
It's very jarring.
Yes.
At times.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that if you really like the movie, it'd be worth watching it a couple times to figure out where they go out of character.
Yeah. And there's an awful lot of talking, which of course I love.
Yes.
And Kevin loves talking, but not as much as I do.
I got to say, when I was seeing the movie, I thought of you, because you were just a couple rows back, and I'm like, oh, John's got to be just loving this.
I was loving it. And you know, I had a friend of mine, and we saw it, she saw it upon my recommendation, and she's an actress, and takes her craft very seriously, and I highly recommend it to her because of the way the two characters, the actress and her assistant, are going at these lines and deconstructing them and shaping them. They were taking it very seriously and doing what I believe actors, really good actors, do. They take it seriously and they anguish over it and they change depending upon whatever. So I thought that this, for those in theater, maybe a little bit, Kevin, Birdman-ish?
A little bit Birdman, yeah, because it is very introspective, and it's the difference is Birdman plays a lot of the insanity of the theater and of actors. I mean, actors, they're nice people, but they can be completely bonkers, and we all know actors, and because you're dealing with having to bear your emotions, so you're a different type of person. And I think that Birdman plays that up more in a humorous level. This is much more dramatic and serious.
Now, I have done some theater, and there is a certain zaniness about the whole thing. Putting on the production. A certain heat and intensity as you're waiting to put on the show, and everybody running back and forth and trying to pick up your props and remember your lines and doing all this. There is like a craziness that doesn't necessarily mean the actors are crazy. It's just that the circumstances are crazy until it beautifully comes together out on the stage. And so that's Birdman over there. Now, in Clouds of Sils Maria, you have an actress, Binoche, trying to deal with her aging, trying to deal with playing an older role, and trying to deal with a very smart assistant.
Where there may or may not be an attraction.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which, again, mirrors the play.
Boy,
and,
Kevin, yeah.
And you don't really know. They tip their hand. It's very unclear.
Yes.
How far their relationship extends. I mean, they're not having a physical relationship, but it's unclear about who would want one or whether they both would want one.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think the prevailing opinion may be that the Binoche character, Maria, is more in love with Valentine, appropriate choice of name, than the other way around.
Which begs the question, is it be attracted to her, just being attracted to the youth? Because the whole thing is, Binoche's character does not want to let go of being the younger version. And it's a struggle for her. And then she uses the role as a therapy in a way.
What is so cool, though, Binoche's character is not strident about it. She's still a classy, middle-aged, well-known actress who can put on the dog when she needs to. She has to make a speech for a friend who's recently died, an important director in her life, and she does it really very well to show you how, in whatever role she's in, she deserves the acclaim that she has received. Now it goes inside her as to how she can deal with what is the #1 sin in Hollywood.
Is getting older.
Right.
Not just in Hollywood. A lot of people bash Hollywood, but it's movies all over.
It is true, and maybe in our society too. The youth culture and so. But what I like about it is that it's really kind of very soft, and of course I love seeing these two actresses, and I now can say that about Kristen Stewart, two very fine actors. There's a third one though.
Yeah. Which would be
third actress, Chloe
Grace Moretz.
Yeah. And I think she does a terrific job.
She's good. She's a much smaller role.
Yeah.
Much smaller role, and not introduced until later in the movie. But she does a great job. The thing that I didn't, and this is where I took so much of it, but then it got on my nerves, is because it's so egocentric to the character. It's just all about her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't let go. And it's everything.
Now you're talking about Binoche's character.
Binoche's character,
right.
And I just got tired of it. I got tired of the whining. I got tired of I don't want to have to play this role and the belly aching, which I know is real.
I know.
But that wore on me.
I got it
so much.
For Moretz's character, she plays now the role that Binoche played 20 years ago. She does play a rising star in the Lindsay Lohan motif.
Yes.
She's a bad girl out there. You can see it all on YouTube. But here, as she joins this ensemble, she's like a very mature woman. And I like so much that shift from our perception of her nationally, internationally, and the perception we can now have of her as a serious actress. Anyway, I'm not sure Lindsay Lohan is that serious.
I don't know. I don't think it's a cut put on with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I think she's right.
Well, but even then, if you want to dissect Moretz's character, she plays it up for the cameras. But there's a lot of things in there that where they show she still is kind of an immature brat.
Okay.
There's a scene at the end where you definitely see that come out.
Oh.
She's currently having an affair with a married man. So there is this level where she's maybe not the eruption of idiocy that's seen on TMZ in the movie, but she definitely does not have it all together.
And I wouldn't want to disclose the ending, although I don't think it's a very grand ending. But there's a little exchange between the Moretz character and Binoche at the end that encapsulates, I think, Binoche's challenge, as she asks the young actress to respond in a particular way in a shot.
Yeah.
And the actress won't do it.
and what it's showing that Binoche has a unique perspective of both characters from different ages, but it still goes to her longing to be the younger.
And it's still and the franchise.
She never let it go. She still has that. And
the young have the franchise.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin Carr.
Yeah.
The film is called Clouds of Sils Maria. And your grade?
I'm going to say, and I say this, it's a beautifully done movie, very well acted. it just wore on me so much. I got to give it a C.
Oh, wow, okay, and I don't blame you, and I'm very aware of all of its weaknesses and all the blah blah that goes on between the. But of course, I'm going to award it an A- because I just love this stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, if you want to see something different from the Avengers,
Mm-hmm.
this is the one.
Definitely there.